Hey guys, it's Scorpion Goddess, and we're going to be talking about the new moon that we have tomorrow in Pisces, February 23rd, 2020. I wanted to say I finally figured out how to get my phone to record horizontally again. Apparently my screen was locked and it wasn't on the auto rotate, which I knew how to do something with the auto rotate, but every time I would go into my settings, it didn't say rotation or auto rotate, and my phone just said portrait with a lock on it, and I was like, oh, maybe this is what it is. It's like the simplest thing, and so I fixed it. So from now on, my videos will be horizontally, which they should be like that anyways. But I wanted to talk about the new moon in Pisces that we have coming in tomorrow around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be in Pisces. We have so many planets aligned in Pisces right now. We have the sun, then the moon, Mercury, and Neptune. So it's like there's all this like Piscean energy going on with like a lot of creativity, a lot of love, a lot of romance, a lot of like healing and helping people and helping ourselves with like self-love and going into the subconscious. So a lot of that stuff is really going to be happening. Now typically when I do my moon videos, I like to go from Aries through Pisces to talk about which house is going to be affected by each zodiac sign with your sun and rising. But in this video I'm not going to do that because I literally just did a Mercury retrograde video, and the houses are exactly the same as how your Mercury retrograde is affecting your sun and rising is the exact same for this new moon too, so I'm not going to go through that. If you haven't watched my Mercury retrograde video yet, I highly recommend going to watch it because Mercury is still in retrograde until March 10th, 2020. So all of this is really like forming together. What I do want to talk about is more of like setting new moon intentions and really setting these intentions towards whatever house for you is being affected. Now, how this is working is Aries is the first zodiac sign, so your 12th house is being affected, and it trickles all the way down to Pisces, the last sign, which is having the first house affected. So it's literally going reversed. So if you did already see the video, the Mercury retrograde, then you should know which house is being affected. If you haven't, now you can figure it out because it's literally like from Aries to Pisces. So like if you're a Scorpio, your 5th house is going to be affected, and because it's going backwards. Sagittarius would be 4th house, yada yada yada. So let's see. Pisces, with this new moon coming in, really what new moons in general are really about is calling in the new and claiming something as if you already have it. So full moons are releasing, letting go. New moons are welcoming in new energy. And so with this new moon, there's a lot of focusing on the subconscious and what the subconscious means and how it like really, I don't want to say triggers, but how it really just like affects your day-to-day life, because your subconscious mind controls basically like everything we do, like not knowing. So with the Pisces being in tune with like all these planets right now, not just the sun and like the moon obviously being like a huge factor, but we also have Mercury, and Mercury being in retrograde, and Neptune also. So this is a big time to really be focusing on your subconscious, which has to do with like tapping into like your dreams are going to be more memorable, especially during this new moon. People that have a birthday on the new moon, the 24th and possibly the 25th too, are going to be like a lot more affected by this and really starting a new cycle in their life as well. So that's like a really big thing for you guys. If you're born February 23rd, 24th, and like really early in the 25th, like around like midnight to about like 3 a.m. or so, this is really going to be affecting you guys big with like a major change, stepping into like this new lifestyle that you have going on. Now, another thing I want to mention is we have so many planets, not just in Pisces, but also in Capricorn. And Capricorn is an earth sign, Pisces is a water sign. Earth and water really like contribute to each other very well. So Capricorn is a very different sign. It's more disciplined, as Pisces is more free and like just wants to go and go with the flow and going through the depths of the emotions and understand life and heal. Capricorn is more diligent, serious, hardworking, stick to this thing, don't get thrown off, we need to stick to the plan. So they're really coming together right now with all these other planets and like balancing each other out. But with Mercury being in retrograde in Pisces during this new moon, the intentions that you are going to set really aren't going to see effect until the full moon in 2 weeks. I think it's on the 9th, which is a day before Mercury retrograde ends. But there is always an after shadow period. So right now with these new moon intentions that you guys, I want you to set, I want them to be set for you guys, depending on what your sun or rising sign is. However that house is being affected, that's with that sign, if that makes sense. I mean, it should make sense, but I want you to really focus on setting an intention and claiming whatever it is that has to do with like that house that's ruling. So for example, like with Scorpios, it's going to be the 5th house, which has to do with love, relationships, and stuff like that. Family, children. So set these intentions that have to do with like your relationships or sparking new ideas that has to do with like family, love, children, and setting these new intentions and claiming as if you already have it that has to do with like that realm of things. But when you do set these intentions with any new moon, you need to set it as if you already have it. Even if it's not physically there, you need to see, sense, feel, I have this thing and I'm claiming whatever it is into my life. And say it as if you already do have it now. Now, with doing that with this time around, like I said, or like a couple minutes ago, you're really not going to see your intentions that you set with this new moon until the full moon in about 2 weeks. So have these ideas really start flowing now. Write down the intentions. You won't see it until the full moon, and that's really because of Mercury retrograde. So like it's more of a good time to like have these ideas pop up and let them flow out, because Mercury rules ideas and your thoughts and your communications. But because it's retrograde, it's not a good time to like set like definite things in motion when it comes to like signing contracts and stuff like that. So like if you have a intention, like I'm setting this intention when it comes to like with your work, career, contracts being signed, don't do that until after Mercury retrograde ends, but have the ideas and the intention set, and then wait about 2.5 weeks from now to then like 2 weeks and like a day to then do it. But you really, like I said, 2 weeks from now, whatever those intentions were that you set, you're really going to start seeing them in 2 weeks during the full moon, because you're working, like you're manifesting this thing. And you know, when you manifest something, it does, sometimes you can manifest things right away, but how everything's like aligned right now, it's going to take about 2 weeks with whatever you're setting intention to, which I mean is still fast. But when it comes to manifesting stuff down, new moons are the best time to do it. And what I always recommend during new moons is write down, have 3 separate pieces of paper and write the exact same thing down. Do meditation, and whatever comes into that meditation, like focus on that, flow with it. And while you're meditating, like, you know, really just focus on like, this is the place that I'm coming into and this is what I want to claim. Because once you meditate, like you really clear your mind, you quiet things down, and it's easy to focus on, this is what it is that I'm claiming right now. When you're done with your new moon meditation, write it down on a piece of paper, then write it again on another piece of paper, and then write it again on another piece of paper. And what you should do is then burn the first one on the night of the moon, the new moon. Then the following night, burn the second one, and then the night after that, burn the last one. And each time you burn it, what you should do is chant your name and claim whatever it is that you put down on that paper. And when doing that, when you burn something, you're working with fire magic. And fire magic is like instantaneously. Instant, like, I'm getting this right now. So that's why I always recommend with like moons to like set your intentions down, write it out, and then burn it, because it comes to you that much faster because you're burning it and you've claimed it. This is what I have. Like, if you're like, I'm setting the intent, like, you say you want to buy a new house. You write down, like, I have a new home that, you know, I have bought. Don't write, oh, I want to buy a house. Okay, well, then you're going to keep wanting to buy a house. You got to write it down as if you already have it, and then, boom, manifest it. That's how you get it. Now, another thing, too, when it comes to manifesting, you can't just say, oh, you know, this is what I want, this is what I claim. You also have to put in the energy, the work behind it as well. That's when the law of attraction comes in. It's whatever you put out, you get back to you. Now, with this Pisces new moon, there's a lot of this karmic stuff going on as well, because we have Capricorn in Saturn, which is the planet of karmic stuff, which is ruled by Capricorn. So a lot of that is also balancing out with this new moon. So if you keep continuing to help people, heal people, and not do it because, oh, I should do this because I can get something good. You should be doing it because you feel pulled to do it. You feel like this is the right thing, I'm going to do this. The more you continue to do that, the more enhanced your, God, what is the word? I'm getting so thrown off track right now. The more that you're going to get really, like, put into more good karma. That's what I'm trying to say. Another thing to expect right now, too, is to get lost in your daydreams. Allow that to happen. Flow through this daydreamy kind of, like, motions and everything. Let all that stuff kind of happen. And another thing, too, with this new moon that I do want to put out there before I end this video is with the new moon coming in with Pisces, I want you guys to really focus on not just your intentions of what you want to manifest and the subconscious of letting it flow, but oh my God, what was it? I have one other thing I wanted everyone to focus on, and oh my God, I'm so mad I can't remember what it is right now. Ugh. See, this is what happens when Mercury's in retrograde. It's like the communication ideas, like sometimes you just kind of forget. And that's what's going on with this whole Pisces thing right now. Like, you might be getting lost and, that's it. Okay, so you may notice yourself getting lost into like these daydreamy states. Allow that to happen. And, you know, if plans get canceled, let them get canceled, because it's like Pisces is a very like, oh yeah, I guess it didn't happen, so I'm going to do this instead. And let your ideas, turn them into art in forms of like creating new things. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. Really turn life into like a form of like a stage of your own, like kind of like beautiful chaos of artwork, and you know, turn it into something amazing. That's what Pisces is really about, is like they're such creative artistic beings. So allow, keep a dream journal. I also said that in my Mercury retrograde video. For most signs, but definitely for this new moon, keep a dream journal, jot down the dreams that you did have, and, you know, turn them into something. You know, so you had a dream about, like, I was going down these steps, these stone steps, and I ended up being in this, like, wonderful place, and there were waterfalls and fairies and unicorns and stuff. You know, write it down and then kind of get lost, like, kind of daydream, meditate on it, and create something from that. That's what Pisces is all about. So write down your intentions, say it, claim it as if you already have it, write it down on 3 pieces of paper, burn one each night for the 3 following nights, and really just allow your subconscious to kind of take over. Get into your daydreamy state. Allow these things to happen, because we're flowing with these motions. And remember, if you were born February 23rd, February 24th, and early in the day on February 25th, this for you guys is like a huge shift change in your life, where you're starting something fresh and something new. Everyone else is just really setting intentions, and they won't really see it happen until the full moon coming up. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what you thought, and let me know, what are your intentions? What are you guys calling in for this new moon? Okay, bye guys.